Good morning, it's Dave at All Things Important Reviews. Please smash that like button and please smash that subscribe button for more awesome watch content. I've got with me today the San Martin SN017 version 3. Now, I thought I'd do, because it's been around 1 year since I had this watch, I thought I'd do a follow-up review. This watch is actually my favourite, probably my favourite or second favourite AliExpress watches that I've ever owned. And the reason is because I'm still to this day blown away by the quality of this watch. Even though they've made two mistakes, San Martin have made a mistake on the bracelet thickness, and they've made a mistake on the sharpness of the case edge and the bracelet edges. If those two problems were fixed, if they made them slightly smaller and rounded off everything, it would be my favourite all-time AliExpress watch, because it's constructed like a tank. It's constructed so beautifully and it looks so beautiful. You know, it looks like a Rolex. It does. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous watch. Now, the clasp as well is something to behold. I mean, that clasp, the mechanism, is fantastic. Brilliant, thick swing arms, safety catch, nice mechanism. You've got about 5 or 6 micro adjusts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 micro adjust points. This is, you know, it doesn't have a diver's extension, but I don't go diving, so I'll never ever use that. But that would be one downside if you was a diver, I suppose. But just absolutely, I mean, the screws in this bracelet, I've never had screws that work so perfectly as in this watch. So they have released updated versions of it. They released an SN019, which originally had a sliding lock similar to the Rolex Glide Lock mechanism, but they swapped it out and they've changed it, and I am going to buy a new one to see if they can improve it. But I think they've still kept the thickness of the links, but they've just changed the clasp. But it's not the clasp that I had a problem with, it's the links. But I have to say as well, me personally, I am going to buy this watch again actually, okay? But I'm going to get it in the two-tone. I'm going to get it in the black and gold or the blue and gold. I think just the blue on its own is very sporty and looks great, but it doesn't look as good as the two tones, and it's not as versatile as the two tones. But, you know, what can I say about this watch? Ceramic bezel. The bezel is near perfect for the mechanism. Beautiful dive bezel. Now this has a gorgeous simplistic dial with, which is obviously sunburst, fully loomed hands and indices, Cyclops, it's automatic, 200 meter water resist, sapphire crystal that is just proud of the bezel, screw down crown with full branding, and only I think 12.7, 12.8 mil thick, a great thickness, doesn't feel top heavy at all. After a year of wearing it, I've only scratched it a few times on the bracelet. So I actually do recommend this watch. I do recommend it, even though it has those flaws. I've not tried the updated version of it, but if you can still get this watch, it is, because I've been wearing like Bulovas and Victorinox recently, and Rolex are correct, and people who, you know, do a similar design to Rolex, like San Martin, they are correct to taper the bracelet. Tapering the bracelet reduces the weight, and it also makes it comfier, in my opinion. Maybe not, I mean, I do believe this 40mm version should be this taper to 16mm, but maybe not a 43mm watch should. But the Bulovas and the Victorinox, in my opinion, don't taper enough. They're a couple of mils short of tapering to the ideal point, in my opinion, which makes this watch such a comfort to use. It is a comfortable watch. After maybe 8 to 10 hours, the thickness of the links or the sharpness of the edges does get a touch uncomfortable, but you could actually polish off these edges if you really wanted. I don't know what it would do to the guarantee, obviously, but you could do that if you really wanted to. Interestingly, they've not polished the outer edge of the bracelet links, only the case. That's another little letdown. They should have polished that, but it shows scratches more. Again, I think this is, though, overall, it feels like, you know, thousands of pounds worth of watch in what is ultimately a watch that I paid. I think I paid around 250 GBP. And I do actually now, the more I use it, I do prefer it probably to the Chronos for some reason. I don't know why, I just like the feel overall of this watch better. It feels slightly less top heavy than the Chronos for me. So overall, this 40mm version is just with the massive case, which it has, because a normal 40mm watch will be way too small for me. It has to be this big case style that fits on my 7.5-inch wrist. So this is one of my, if not my favourite AliExpress watch now. So I have to say, if you can still get it out there in a deal with this clasp, I would say go for it. But I would get it in the two-tone. I think it looks better in the two-tone. But it's held up well. There's hardly any scratches on this bracelet, and I've worn it loads of times. I've been swimming with it. Obviously, it's got 200-meter water resist, so there's no issue there. Just a fantastic all-round watch from San Martin. It really, really is. It's beautiful. And it's one of my favourite all-time AliExpress watches. I just thought I'd do a follow-up review to show that some of these AliExpress watches might fail after a few months, some of them, but the San Martins don't. This is going strong well after a year of purchase. So, just a great overall watch. I am going to pick up the new versions of the San Martin. I'm going to pick this up in the two-tone anyway. What else have I got coming in? I've got another Chronos watch coming in. I've got, is it Liege? No, not Liege. There's a watch I've picked up with a black ceramic bezel and blue dial that is coming in very shortly. That's off AliExpress. I like it because it's a chronograph and it's got a ceramic bezel with the blue dial, which I've not had before. So, yep, there's loads of stuff coming in. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll get to 1,000 subs eventually. Nice one. It's been Dave. Cheers.